Hey everyone, it's Christina Martinez Williams. These are my daughters, Zariah and Kyla Leah. They're going to be doing this with us today for a little bit of a time. But as we get started, we're going to get started in like 1 minute. Send out those last minute texts, and we will get started in literally 1 minute. I'm really excited to do this Zoom with you all tonight. This training is one that's near and dear to my heart, so this will be amazing.
What announcement?
Okay, we are going to get started. Again, my name is Christina Martinez Williams. I live in Fort Washington, Maryland, normally. Right now, we live in Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. The girls and I do world schooling, so every 3 months we travel for a month at a time. And I've been sharing, well, they've been sharing ketones with me for this long too. So I've been sharing ketones for 5.5 years, drinking them for 7, and am excited about this training because it's something that we have been doing as a family for the last 5.5 years, I would say, a little bit more than 5 years. When I first wrote my first innate statement at the Moore event that I went to, I came home and I had my girls, who were at that time 5 years ago, they were 4 and 5. No, 3 and 4. And I had them write one. We wrote theirs together. They were different. And they did their first innate statement at that time and said it every night from then on. And so the last 5 years, they've also been saying their innate statements. And these are beautiful statements about each person, each of you. We all get to have our beautiful uniqueness seen to ourselves. And we get to step into that every day more and more as we say these statements. And this is what we're going to get to write today, what we're going to spend some time actively working on and putting that into practice. So if you already have an innate statement that you have in your body, meaning that you have it memorized, you can say it wherever you are, regardless if it's in front of you or not, and whatever you're doing, put a 1 in the comments. If you have one and it's not yet in your body, but it is close, you're working on it, you're saying it, and you're growing in that, put a 2. And then if you've never written one before, if this is your first time, put a 3 in the comments. We would love to know where people are at. Awesome. Lots of 3s, some 2s, some 1s. Zariah's giving you a thumbs up. All right. So Nick Martinez and I are going to be doing this together. I'm going to pass it to him, and then we're going to get into action, and the girls are also going to share their statements a little bit later. So stay tuned for that. Nick, hello.
What's up? How's it going, everyone? Good to see you guys. For those of you I haven't yet met, my name is Nick Martinez. I live out in Minnesota. I've been doing this stuff now for 8 years, believe it or not. Holy moly, time flies. I'm really excited and passionate about tonight's call because beyond the statement, we're going to talk about the innate statement. You heard Christina mention it. I see a lot of you have never written them. Some of you are brand new. Some of you have written them and just maybe haven't followed through with it. And then there's a few of you that have really taken it to the next level. I'm passionate about this subject because years ago, I heard somebody say something that it took me probably 5 or 6 years to understand. And I want to share it with you. I was at a training, and at that training, they were teaching us some skills. Some like, okay, this is how you post. This is how you reach out to people. This is how you follow up. Very tactical, like just skill sets. And they said, hey, what we're going to teach you today is really only 5% of the business. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. They said 95% is you. 95% happens to be what's going on in here and what's going on in here. And I'm like, no, that can't be the way. Because as a pilot, you go to class and you learn rote information. And I used to be an airline pilot, for those of you that I haven't met yet. I used to fly for Delta Connection. And to learn to fly airplanes, you went to class, and then you learned the knowledge, you went into the airplane, you did the skill, you went to class, you learned the knowledge, like you just did it, and eventually you learned how to fly an airplane. And you didn't have to become a better version of you. You didn't have to become, you have to have confidence, but you didn't have to become more vibrant. You didn't have to become more excited. You didn't have to have a bigger smile on your face. You didn't have to have this like exuberance. You should see some of the pilots I used to fly with. They're just not people that you'd want to hang out with, but it didn't matter. They were safe operators, right? They knew how to fly the airplane. So coming into this style of business, this was a new thing for me to be told 5% is the stuff that we're going to teach you. 95% is up to you. In the first couple of years, I didn't get it. However, as I was doing what they were telling me to do, I was taking the action, taking that 5%. I'm like, I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for. I fell into this kind of work that we're going to go through, and I realized, like, holy smokes, that's what I'm missing. So as we go through this tonight, I'm really excited because the only way to grow this long term and to truly create something magical is to become a better person, is to become more authentic in who you are. And somebody once used the analogy of the lid to your business. They said, Nick, the business that you're creating is governed or is contained by the person that you are. So if you want your business to grow, you have to grow. If you want if you want to go from rank 2 to rank 4, it isn't I gotta get better at Facebook, although there's nothing wrong with that. It's I gotta become more confident and more comfortable and excited about who I am. I gotta step into my own greatness. I gotta push through my comfort zone. And then all of a sudden, that's where that breakthrough comes in. So I fell in love with the fact that I needed to become a better version of Nick Martinez years ago, back in 2009, 2010. And really, it took me 5, 6, 7 years to truly become confident and to step into more of who I am. And I will say that in the last 8 years, really in the last 6 years, since learning what we're going to teach you and since applying it, I've seen just absolute, like, a revolutionary change in me being the confident version of me, in me being the Nick Martinez that you see today. And it was almost like I spent 7 years dabbling, 7 years just kind of reading some books, and then went to this event that Christine is mentioning called More, heard from Joseph McClendon, who taught what we're going to teach you, the innate statement. And the first time I went, it was 2016. It was September. I guess that's what, 6 years ago. And I heard it, I wrote it down, but then I didn't actually do the exercise. I didn't actually do anything with it when I left the conference. And then 6 months later, they had another More. They had 2 a year back then. And I heard all these stories of people whose lives had just shifted and things had shifted in their business and their personal life as a result of applying what we're going to teach. And I remember that second More, I think it was in Orlando, it was in March. And I was sitting there thinking, well, shoot, if it's working for all of them, and this guy, Joseph McClendon, is on stage again doing this, maybe there's actually something to it. Maybe he's not just full of, you know what, maybe I should actually follow through. So I left that event, and this time I had written my statement, right? And part of the homework, which we're going to give you afterwards, was just to say it out loud 5 times, a couple times a day. I went home and I did it 5 times in a row, a couple times a day. I did it in the shower. I did it when I was driving. Next thing I knew, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. I feel really good when I do this. I think great thoughts when I do this. And when I'm doing it, I'm actually starting to take different actions. And before I knew it, my business started to shift. How I showed up to my family started to shift. How I showed up to my business started to shift. And if you really wanted to go back and pinpoint something, it was the fact that I actually applied this. So I want to leave you guys. I know a lot of you have already been through some of these trainings, and for some of you, this is brand new. So I actually wanted to open this with just a little bit of how your brain, your body, and your life works. Because I believe if we all understand this, just like if we understand the role of ketones and how they work and how impactful that is in somebody's life, it can truly change. And most people don't understand it, or maybe they're not ready to adopt it. But this concept is actually how we work and operate as humans. So if we understand how we work as humans, then we can actually shift and we can create our lives rather than just run in circles and chase our tail. Okay. And if you have a piece of paper out, you can write this down. For those of you that have been to a More event, you already know what I'm probably going to say. But let's reinforce it, because I have to wake up every day and remind myself that this is the way that it works, not the other way. So, you guys ready? I see some nods. I see notepads. Perfect. I see Charity giving me thumbs up driving. That's good, Charity. Glad you're here. All right. As I think, you can write that down. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. As I do, so I have. I'm going to say that one more time so that you guys are taking notes. As I think, so I feel. As I feel, so I do. There's motions. I see some of you noting the motions. As I do, so I have. All right. Now, some of you have heard this so many times you laugh, but like I want you to think of how often you're doing the I'm doing and I'm expecting to have, I'm doing and I'm expecting to have, but how is your thinking and how is your feeling? You're thinking, oh, this isn't going to work. And then you're feeling stressed out. It's not going to work. So do you think that the doing and having is actually going to work? No, because that's not the process. It's think, feel, do, have. The example, I think I'm visualizing and I'm going to run for champ. I'm hitting that rank 6 that I've been charging for. How does it feel when I get there? Oh my gosh, it feels incredible. I can see walking across stage at Epic. I feel unlimited. I feel excited. I feel abundant. I feel joyful. I feel love. Right? Oh, what am I going to do to get there? Oh, I'm going to take these actions. All right, I'm doing those actions. And then guess what? The results start happening. But usually we forget to see where we're going. We forget to feel how we want that to feel like. And then next thing you know, we're just doing, expecting different results, even though we're thinking and feeling the way that we used to in the past, not the way that we're gonna in the future. So I share that just to give you a little glimpse of what's to come. And here's the challenge, right? The think, feel, do, have is easy to say, not always easy to do. It's simple, but not necessarily easy, right? It's simple, but not necessarily easy. So what are some things that we can do to actually make it cement itself? What are some things that we can actually do to help break that pattern of thinking and feeling? It's the statement that we're about to go through. I really want this to sink in, because if we understand the why behind this, hopefully you won't take 6 months like I did, where I had the information at my fingertips, life-changing, ready to just like compress time frames and truly exponentially change myself. I waited 6 months. Why? Because I didn't truly see or understand. Okay, so when you do this, meaning when you follow through with what we're going to talk about, what you're doing is actually changing how you're thinking, right? You're telling yourself how you want to think, how you want to be. And at the same time, you're starting to feel that way. And now let me tell you, when you go and start to take those results or to take that action, you're going to see results showing up a little bit differently in your life. All right. You guys are ready? Drop a 5 in the comments if you're ready to get going. I'm excited about this. So I'm going to turn it back over to Christina. She's going to walk us through a process, and I want you all to play full out. So if you're sitting down, I want you to like move your shoulders a little bit, shake up your body. I see some of you like this. Who is it? Oh yeah, I see you, Kelly. I'm watching you. Body, like the way that you think and feel. If you're feeling, oh, this is really boring, I'm not sure if I can do this. Guess what we have to do? We have to change our state. We have to put our shoulders back. We got to move a little bit. If you got to sit on a bouncy ball, go get one of those yoga balls and sit on it. If you're going to sit on the couch and move a little bit, move your body, because this is going to be fun. I want you guys. Oh, I see. Look at that. Frank is playing full out and participating. I love it, Frank. I mean, you guys think I'm silly. I'm the stone cold airline pilot that is like a human calculator that knows all of these things. And I'm sitting here trying to get you guys to move. Why? Because I know if we are engaged while we're doing this, it's going to happen differently. Your brain is going to receive it differently. If blood is pumping, if neurons are working in certain ways, like that is where change happens. When I just sit like this, I can get rote knowledge and maybe I'll remember 5% of it. If I can engage and move a little bit and think and have a smile on my face, guess what happens? That 5% might go to 25%, might go to 30%, right? And then at the same time, it actually starts to, as Christina mentioned in the beginning, get in your body. All right, Christina, I'll turn it over to you.
All right. So like Nick said, it's so important that we put this into practice, because I found that the first day that I wrote this, the very next day, I was still at the event, I said it, I did my homework that day, that night. And when I said it, I watched myself, I observed myself make a different decision when I acted on something in my day that normally I would have made it in a different way. But because I said about who I am and what I wanted to do, I caught myself and I made a different choice. And I watched that and I saw that and I saw the value of that. So that's why I chose to go home and use it. And when I did that, even though I did that, I was 37 or 38 when I wrote my first statement. And I was at a place where I still didn't believe that about myself. So if you're in a place where you have doubted yourself or you've told negative thoughts to yourself repetitively, I was there and I was repeating that. So when I started saying this in the morning, I had to retrain my brain and do what Nick talked about and do the think, feel, do, have. But because I was in that, it took me 4 years of reprogramming my brain till I actually believed it. But it was worth that whole entire 4 years, because that first day I saw results. The first day I saw myself doing something different, but I needed, and I'm still in the process, but I would say at 4 years, I started to believe it. So I heard from Josh Rapkin is someone who told me this and added one last thing to what we just talked about, think, feel, do, have. Think, feel, do, have, give. So we get to give what we have, our results that we have, the things that we get, and we do this with ketones. We get to share them. Same thing with when I came home, I said, I'm going to give this to the girls because I don't want them to be 38 when they learn this. I want them to be now learning this and embedding in themselves their greatness. So I'm going to have them share them so you can see what it's going to be, and then we're going to get right into doing it. And we're going to talk about, after we create our statements, we're going to talk about what you do with it and how to do that. So Zariah is going to go first. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I, Zariah Martinez Williams, and I'm creative, unique, resourceful, loving, brave, grateful, and multilingual. Baby lover, guide, teacher, timer, be the chef and mover, who creates delicious recipes, cares for others, learns new things, makes things with my hands, gives to others, learns fast, plays hard, and uses my imagination. I do swims and freaking amazing.
Woo. All right. So if you watched her at the end, she celebrated. Celebrate with her. This is what she gets to do every night. Okay, Kylie is going to share hers, and then we're going to get started.
I, Kylie Leah Martinez Williams, am a curious, unique, weird, resourceful, confident, and grateful multilingual dancer, party planner, chef, designer, leader, helper, and mover, who creates delicious recipes, makes new things, does new things, makes things with my hands, talks to people easily with confidence, and takes on challenges. I, Kylie Leah Martinez Williams, am freaking amazing.
All right. So they give you a great example of the celebration that needs to happen after we do this, even as you're doing it, as you're hearing these words that we're going to be brainstorming together collectively right now. If there's something that resonates with you, you're going to grab onto that and you're going to circle it. So everyone needs to grab their pen and paper or their phones, whatever you're going to use to write things down. And I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to go through the different words. So you heard them say curious, you heard them say a mover, you heard them say talks easily and with confidence. So we're going to talk about the nouns, the adjectives, oh, they're telling me the other names, and the verbs, but we're going to do that in a series. So I'm going to share my screen. Let me do that real quickly. Are you seeing? You're not seeing it, are you? Let's see. You are? Okay. I'm not seeing it on my screen. Hold on. Okay. There we go. So at the top here, this is just the format. We're going to come back to that. We're going to focus on adjectives. So adjectives are things that describe, and you want to be thinking about things that describe you, adjective words that describe you or someone who's great. Think of someone who you really admire, you look up to, who you see as someone who has greatness within them. Because if you see something in someone else, it usually means that you also have it within you. And so we're going to identify these, but you can also throw out things that maybe aren't the things you're looking for, but you know that are adjectives, because we're going to develop this together. And then as you're writing, I want you to write down only the ones that start to kind of like tug at you, that you feel in your heart, that you feel like, oh, this is something that I know that I have within me, maybe that I haven't fully stepped into, and something that I know I really want to be more of this. And I have experienced when I'm some of this. It just needs to be 50% believable. So as you're writing those down, you don't need to figure out which ones are going to be yours yet. You're just going to write the ones that I'm typing that resonate with you. And Nick's going to call out if there's things on, he's actually going to call out whatever is written in the chat. So put in the chat, what, as it comes, and then Nick is going to call it out to me, and I'm going to type it in, and we're just going to flow.
Awesome. All right. Influencer, strong, powerful.
Fun.
So
Sorry.
patient. There we go. Loyal, magnetic, outgoing, confident, passionate, smart, energetic, inspiring, driven, helper, empowering, passionate, fierce, protective, charismatic, brave, funny, kind, generous, creative, vivacious. There we go. Personable, focused, thoughtful, good listener, motivated, diligent, joyful, dependable, loyal, genuine, warm-hearted, mindful, reliable, relentless, grateful, flexible, intelligent, caring, integral, successful, winner, organized, inspiring. I already got that. Never mind. Courageous, fun, happy, humble, spiritual, financially abundant, loving, persistent, coachable, blessed, dreamer, dancer.
Those are nouns.
Oh, those are kind of nouns. Leader, fearless. That leader is also a noun. Determined. I think we have determined. Present, competitive. This is a good list. Look at this. All right. Any others that you guys that we haven't typed in here yet? Punctual. There you go.
Ambitious.
Ambitious. Resourceful. Sexy. I added that one. Badass. Gotta have some fun.
Badass is a noun.
Oh yeah. Dedicated.
Dedicated. All right. All right, we're gonna stop with that. Or unless there's like 3 more. I have 3 more lines on here. If you're thinking of one that is, yes.
Irreplaceable was written down.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to read through these, and if these might trigger other ones that come to mind, you can write them down on your paper if it triggers other ones. So as I read these, if you catch another one or two or three that resonate with you, write them down. As I read them also, if there's ones that you know that this is like, oh, I feel that one, it's mine, it's who I want to be, it's who I am, put a star next to that one on your paper. So powerful, patient, outgoing, smart, driven, passionate, charismatic, kind, vivacious, thoughtful, diligent, loyal, mindful, grateful, caring, winning, courageous, humble, persistent, fearless, competitive, resourceful, irreplaceable, confident, energetic, helpful, fierce, brave, generous, personable, good listener. That's more of a noun. Joyful, genuine, reliable, flexible, integral, organized, fun, spiritual, coachable, determined, punctual, sexy, magnetic, passionate, inspiring, empowering, protective, funny, creative, focused, motivated, dependable, warm-hearted, relentless, intelligent, successful, inspiring, happy, financially abundant, blessed, present, ambitious, and dedicated. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to choose. Now circle the ones that are starred. Between the ones that are starred, choose 3 to 7 of those. Actually, don't do that yet. So just star the ones that really stand out to you. The ones that really stand out to you, and choose between, it doesn't matter necessarily, just choose the ones that stand out to you. Put a star next to it. And I'm going to give us like 15 seconds. We'll come back and actually choose them later, because you might change it up once you hear their nouns and verbs. Okay. Put a 1 in the comments if you have starred at least 3 of the ones that were written, or your own that you wrote. And then Nick, if you see a lot of ones, tell me I'm not looking at the chat and only on here.
All right. Probably good to move to nouns.
All right. So nouns, this can be as abstract or as specific, like these are, as you'd like. And these are the type of person, who you are, a listener, a leader, a badass. That's what I heard in the first that were from the beginning, that were nouns. And it can be things like fire. It can be things like a lion or a rhino. But so any of those can be fine. These are things that you want to step into being more of, and things that you want to really see yourself embrace and walk into. So Nick, as you see, type in the chat, everyone, which comes to your mind.
All right. Warrior, chain breaker, leader, wife, mom, influencer, faithful, legacy maker, mother, teacher, already have wife, grandma, activist, lioness, supporter, legend, hungry, friend, dreamer, leader, we already have leader, coach, mentor, best, daughter, mentor, already have that, ceiling shatterer, fighter, hungry for more, educator, truth seeker, philanthropist, friend, sister, sculptor of souls, a creator, champion, crafter, caregiver, contributor, team player, achiever, encourager, builder, motivator, provider, peaceful, which maybe like peacemaker, collaborator, it's world traveler, speaker, world changer,
Change agent.
first breaker, visionary, entrepreneur. I guess we already have mother and sister, so you could say father and brother. Iconic or icon. Chief encourager officer. Mini Nick Martinez. Cheerleader. Business partner.
Catalyst.
Catalyst.
Community builder.
It's a trainer. Cheerleader. That.
Yeah, cheerleader we have.
Healer. Winner. Lifelong earner. Or sorry, lifelong learner. World traveler. I think did we put that down? Yes, we did. Listener.
That one.
Hero.
Awesome.
Confidant. Author.
We're gonna stop there.
All right.
And I'll read through these, and then as I'm reading them, again, star the ones that really hit home, that you feel within yourself. And don't ignore those feelings. I've tried to ignore those sometimes, and then they're there. You can feel it. All right, listener, fire, warrior, mom, legacy maker, grandma, supporter, dreamer, best, fighter, truth seeker, sister, champion, contributor, encourager, provider, world traveler, change agent, entrepreneur, icon, business partner, trainer, winner, leader, lion, chain breaker, influencer, mother, activist, legend, coach, daughter, hungry for more, philanthropist, sculptor of souls, crafter, team player, builder, peacemaker, speaker, curse breaker, father, chief encouraging officer, catalyst, curator, lifelong learner, author, badass, rhino, wife, faith, teacher, lioness, friend, mentor, ceiling shatterer, educator, friend, creator, caregiver, achiever, motivator, collaborator, world changer, visionary, brother, cheerleader, community builder, healer, hero, and confidant. All right. So I'll give you 15 seconds silently to go ahead and star those. We'll come up with any that are on there. Okay. And we're going to move to the last section, which is verbs. So what you're doing, how you yeah, the things you do, how you move, what action you take. And this usually is some sort of phrase. It can be just one, it could be just listens, or it could be listens well, or actively listens actively, something that adds to it that gives it more body in a sense, or it might describe it more. It can be a verb phrase that you add to, and you take a word that's written on here and you add to it. And it can be just also the verb. So as they come, Nick will read them.
All right. Verbs. Leads, constantly growing. Does it, scared. Continually evolving.
Hold on one second.
Wait, these are a little longer.
Grows constantly, and then what?
Grows, constantly growing. Does it, scared. Continually evolving.
Evolves.
Empowers others. Driven. Helps the person I was before. Overcomes fears. Encourages. Steps out of comfort zone. Uplifts. Listens well. Motivates. Forgiveness, or so like forgives others. Inspires greatness. Loves. Perseveres. Overcomes. Seeks truth. Prioritizes positivity. Nurtures. Influences. Guides. Contributes to. Relentlessly chases dreams. Leads. Designs life. Appreciates. Unfettering. Supports. Lives. Believes. Exercises. Ignites. Inspires others. Unconditionally loves. Embraces. Dreams, or dreams big. Shows up consistently. Pays it forward. Listens. Lifts others. Energized. Acts selflessly. Runs to action. Instilled. Stimulated. I think we have supports already. Maybe not. Wants the best for others. Leads by example. Non-judgmental. Celebrates.
Both space
Smile.
for other.
Smiles and shakes that ass. Magnetizes. Counsels. Rolls with the punches.
Seeks opportunity.
Speaks opportunity, advocates, is flexible, is mobilized, heals, succeeds, nurtures, coordinates, transforms, imparts, regenerates and repairs, or regenerates, repairs, gets comfortable being uncomfortable,
Okay.
coaches, focus, exceeds. All right.
Awesome. All right, same thing with these. These, I'm going to give us a little bit more time. I'm going to read through them quickly again, but then I'm going to give a little bit more time so that you can add whatever, if there's something extra that you want to add to the end of exercises. What exercises faith? What is it that you're adding to that, if anything? So listens, actively listens well, leads, grows constantly, does it scared, continually evolves, empowers others, drives, helps the person I was before, overcomes fears, encourages, steps out of comfort zone, uplifts, motivates, forgives others, inspires greatness, loves, perseveres, overcomes, seeks truth, prioritizes positivity, nurtures, influences, guides, contributes to, relentlessly chases dreams, leads, designs life, appreciates, unfetteringly supports, lives, believes, exercises, ignites, inspires others, unconditionally loves, embraces, dreams big, shows up consistently, pays it forward, lifts others, energizes, acts selflessly, runs to action, instills, stimulates, supports, wants the best for others, leads by example, celebrates, holds space for others, smiles and shakes that ass, magnetizes, counsels, rolls with the punches, seeks opportunities, advocates, flexes or adapts, mobilizes, heals, succeeds, coordinates, collaborates, transforms, imparts, regenerates, reinvents, repairs, gets comfortable being uncomfortable. All right, so I'm going to give us 30 seconds this time so that you can flesh any of those out. Put stars by the ones that resonate. All right. Put a 1 in the comments if you have some words starred in each of the 3 categories: adjectives, nouns, and verbs. Nick, we good with ones? I'm still not seeing the chat.
Yes, we have a lot of ones. We should be good.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to organize our statements, and I'm going to show you how the organization is. You can see it here on the screen. And then I'm going to have you do something to help you get to that space. So when you're organizing it, it's going to be adjectives, nouns, and then verbs. So I am a or an if it's like an expressive, if it starts with a vowel, and then nouns, and then who does this. And then you're going to say, I freaking rock, or I'm freaking amazing, or I'm fantastic, whatever it is that you like to say that is a like exclamatory, amazing statement. And then I prove it every single day. And I am. So this is something that we're adding that came from Mitch. And it's to close our statement with something that you're certain about, because then your brain is hearing the truth, what it already knows to be the truth, And so it's closing, you're starting it with I, Christina Martinez Williams, M-A-N, and then I'm saying what I don't know yet that I believe, and then I'm closing it with, and my daughters are Kylie and Zariah. That way, my brain is couching all of this within the same thing as truth, instead of just saying, oh, no, not really. You're not like that. That way it'll help our brains to make that shift that we are asking the brain to make. So as we move it into this, you can go back to your adjectives and circle 3 to 7 of them that you want to put into your statement. Then do the same thing for your nouns, circle 3 to 7 of them. The same thing for your verbs, circle 3 to 7 of them, and then go ahead and write them into that order. And I probably should add in here this I, your name, M-A.
So
Are there any? Yeah.
the big thing here is when you look at those 15 or 20 or however many adjectives, nouns, and verbs you have, I want you to look at that list and don't overthink it. Don't like sit there and hem and haw, but just quickly circle the few that just like, oh my gosh, that's the one. I love that. I love that. I love that. And that way you're not overthinking it. It's really your mind will just naturally gravitate towards a few of those words. And there's no like specific amount, so it's not like you have to cut one if you love it, but the goal is to be between 3 and 7. So we're going to give you some time to kind of start working through that.
At Bennett Awards, we are laser focused on
Hopefully you need a couple.
All right, how's everybody doing? If you've looks like most people are still working, so we'll give you a few more minutes here. And once you've got the 3 to 7 circled in each category, then you can actually go ahead and write out your statement. So step 1, circle them all. 3 to 7, adjective, noun, verb. Step 2 is actually put pen to paper, right? I, Nick Martinez, am a, and then write down the nouns, comma, or so adjectives, comma, then the nouns, who, then the verbs. So you're going to pick your 3 adjectives, Cheryl. Pick your 3 to 7 favorite nouns, 3 to 7 favorite verbs, and then you're going to put them in a statement. All right, drop a 1 in the chat if you're all done. Drop a 2 in the chat if you need more time. And make sure you're messaging the at everyone and not just one specific person, otherwise the whole group doesn't see your comment. All right. Couple need more times. We'll give you guys another minute or so here. All right. Christina, you ready to move to the next step here?
Yes. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and so I can see you all. And we are going to take some shares. So I love shares from people who've shared before, and I really love, though, even more, people who've never shared their statement before. So if you have never ever shared your statement on a Zoom or in an event, you don't have the ability to come off mute. Let me see.
They can raise their virtual hand and then you can help them out.
Perfect. Raise your virtual hand so that I can see you, and we're going to take some shares. All right, I see Frank's hand first. Let me go to Frank and ask you to unmute. Okay, it should let you maybe.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay, so Frank, when you go ready to do this, you're going to loud and proud. Actually, I want you to stand up where you are. If you
Okay.
can. With still being able to be seen. If you can't do it without being seen, then you're gonna have to stand up. Okay. And really punch the words with confidence. I know you're reading them and you're saying them for the first time, but let's hear it.
So I did this at Moore with Joseph before, so I do have an original one from him. But I like to have a new one because the old one is kind of getting old.
Cool.
So I, Frank, am a smart, creative, confident, driven chef, leader, supporter, achiever who leads, encourages, guides, and overcomes. I'm a champion. I freaking rock. And I, Frank, am the one.
Amazing. And what are you going to do to celebrate afterwards? What does your celebration look like personally? Awesome. All right. So that's awesome. Thank you, Frank. Good job. Everyone give Frank some love in the chat. Give him some love on the screen. However love it looks like for you. High five him. Double high five him. Give him a 10. All right. Who's next? I can see Sarah Z. Let me find Sarah Z. I see. Oh, there we go. Okay, Sarah, I think you should be able to unmute. Let me see. Can you?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my video's not working. I don't know why.
Okay. we will hear your voice.
Okay. I also did this to it more, so it's good to have a refresher and do it again. And then I'm going to stay committed to saying this every day. So I said, I, Sarah, am a powerful, determined, successful legacy maker, champion, mother who overcomes fears, dreams big, and uplifts others. I freaking rock, and I prove it every single day, and I am courageous.
Amazing. And how are you celebrating afterwards?
The same way Frank did.
Okay, awesome. Woo! Everyone give Sarah some hearts, some love, high fives. The girls are giving you some thumbs up. All right, I see Charity's hand. Charity, I think you should be able to unmute. Yes,
Did I unmute?
you did. You're good.
Okay, let's see if I want to make sure you can still see me. So
Yeah.
I, Charity Deaton, am a unique, magnetic, organized, confident, punctual, dedicated, and spiritual influencer, mentor, champion, motivator, giver who is constantly learning and growing, empowering, sewing, flexible, inspiring, overcoming, energized, dancing, smiling, and dreaming big. I am a badass that rocks, and I show up every single day and prove it. I am a wife, mother, TT, and dog mom.
Awesome. And celebrate. Yeah, I see it. Awesome. Everyone give Charity some love. This is your first one, right? Charity ever? Awesome. Okay, Anna May, I see you. You're next.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I also did this at Moore, but I did not follow through when I left Moore. So I recreated a new one. I, Anna Mae Crockett, am passionate, loyal, humble, blessed, crafty, wife, mom, mother, dreamer, and leader who influences, loves unconditionally, advocates self-worth, strives to lead others to better, and nurtures my own self-value. I frickin' rock, and I prove it every single day, and I am limitless.
Yeah.
Ooh, awesome. I saw your hands come up at the end. Great. That piece of celebration is so important, and it's one that we can easily forget. And the girls do it so naturally that they help me to remember. So keep adding that celebration, because the more that you pin all of this that you kind of agree or believe with some celebration, your brain will be like, oh, do that again. I just felt good doing that. You just made me feel good by at least smiling. You can shake your ass, you can squeeze your fist and say yes, you can jump up and down. But that will anchor what you're doing to that feeling, so that your body wants to do it again and again and again and step into that.
Love it. Real quick, one just tip as you're saying these is you have to have a massive smile on your face. And if you don't have a massive smile on your face, you won't feel quite as good as you're saying it. Remember, thinking and feeling, we're changing the way you're feeling with the actions that Christina's talking about, as well as your smile. The first hand or second hand I saw up was Aaron's. Aaron, why don't you share yours, Aaron Windhorn?
Y'all hear me? I'll stand up. I'm Aaron. I am focused, passionate, ambitious, lovable, genuine leader, coach, mentor, millionaire who inspires, motivates others to be better. And I prove it every single day. And
Yeah. Awesome. Give him some love. And the last one, I see the hand, I think the last hand that we haven't called on is Michelle's. Let me find you, Michelle, just a second. Okay. You should be able to, Michelle.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I am Michelle Poirier. I am loyal, thoughtful, inspiring, fearless, motivated, determined, dedicated leader, influencer, legend, motivator, traveler who overcomes fears, continually grows, inspires, empowers, and supports others, and shows up consistently. I am a badass rock star, and I prove it every single day, and I am a proud mother of 2 kids and 2 dogs.
Woo! Yay! I love it. Good job. And I see so many people celebrating. I think when we celebrate each other's as well, and you hear just the uniqueness and greatness of everyone else, it's so exciting, because not only are we stepping into that, but everyone else is. And when we get to do that together, wow, like this community is just going to be on fire continuously if we keep stepping into this. Nick, you want to give some action and then I'll close us out right after?
Absolutely. But before we do that, I want everybody to stand up, including myself, and everybody is going to say their statement at as loud as you can. And what we're going to do is we're going to say it 5 times. So we're not going to stop until we've said it 5 times. And after those 5 times, we're going to talk about how we're going to leave here, right? How we're going to leave here. But this is it. Like, you're not just going to say this once and it's going to be all of a sudden it's who you are. You're going to have to say it multiple times in a row, multiple times a day. So this is the first step to before you go to bed tonight. So ready, set. Ready? Everybody at the same time. I, Nick Martinez, am a magnetic, passionate, inspiring, fun, and confident father, spouse, trainer, entrepreneur, visionary, speaker. Woo, woo, woo. I love it. I love it. I love it. Everybody's coming back. All right. That was powerful. That was good stuff right there. Y'all feel a little different after doing that? Give me a nod if you feel different. That's the purpose, right? So, like we said in the beginning, this is a process, right? Becoming a better version of you is a process. However, if you don't program your brain and your body with who you want to become, with how you want to change, with how you want to shift, everything else out there that you're experiencing is programming you to the opposite, right? It's your choice of whether you program yourself for the positive, for the better, for the becoming. Otherwise, what you see on TV, what you hear from your neighbor, the conversations that you have develop thoughts, which develop feelings, which then affect your actions. And that is how we're programmed on a daily basis. So when I wake up in the morning, I have a choice. I can either program myself for good or can I let the world program me for complete randomness? Okay, this is step 1 of a few that will come and continuously be shared with you. But I'm telling you, this is the foundation. This is the fundamental. So here's the homework and the action leaving here, and then we're going to sign off. I know, thanks for hanging out and being with us for this entire Zoom. You guys are all the rock stars. Virtual fist bump, high five. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a personal high five. We talk about these things, and we'll do a Zoom with little triggers and things that you can do to break your state. But I want to leave you with one, which is a smile. Everybody smile at me. Raise your eyebrows. You might think I'm crazy, but the moment that you do that, the 80+ muscles that are in your face are signaling to your brain and to your body to produce chemicals that make you feel good. Well, if you can watch something or just go about the day and you're always producing chemicals to make you feel bad, why not produce the ones that make you feel good? So if you say your statement and you're feeling good, you know, there's a couple different ways. 1, you could smile. 2, you could shake your butt. If you're smiling and shaking your butt, you're feeling double good. Shake your shoulders, you get a little extra juice in there too. So if you do all 3 of those things, as you're saying the statement, you're feeling amazing. All of a sudden your body's like, oh, this is incredible. Like Christina said before, all of a sudden you start to say, I like this. I need this. So here's the homework. 5 times in a row. We all just did it. It took us 3 minutes or less, maybe 2 minutes. 5 times in a row. I want you to do that twice a day. If you want extra credit, do it 3 times a day. If you're an overachiever, do it 4 times a day. You can do it as many times as you need. 2 a day is minimum. Twice a day, 5 times is the minimum. Don't let your minimums be your maximums. I want you to think about this if you are going throughout your day and you start to feel suck, right? If you start to feel bad, I want you to whip out your statement, whether it's on your phone, put it in your purse, put it in your car, put it all over the place, put it in your mirror in the morning when you wake up. And I want you to read it and I want you to smile. When I'm in the shower, guess what? I'm saying, I, Nick Martinez, am a magnetic, passionate, inspiring, fun, and confident father. When I'm on the treadmill at the gym and I feel like I'm going to die, guess what I'm doing? I, Nick Martinez, I say in my statement, when I'm driving in the car and all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, this is happening, or the stress or whatever, I'm doing, oh gosh, no, that's not who I am. I, Nick Martinez, right? I am doing that over and over and over again. And literally to this day, I've probably said my statement 50,000 plus times, right? Literally, like probably no less than that. So you wonder, what is he doing? Why is he successful? Why is all this happening? And prove it. What is it? Well, I've finally realized that applying this work on a daily basis and absolutely like committing to it made all the difference. So we're going to, as we do more and more Zooms, we're going to hear those statements again and again and again. You guys are going to be so used to them that every new promoter, if you're brand new, welcome, starts to realize like, wow, something's different here. These people are going somewhere, because guess what? We are. So thanks for being on tonight, Christina. I'll turn it over to you to close.
Awesome. This is the fire you get to feel from within. We are continuously stepping into becoming our best versions of ourselves. That's the mission that we get to live by and use and prove it. 1% better each day. If you do this activity like we've talked about, and if you take that action and you do it when you're not just in the 5 times and the 5 times, but that you do it every time you're triggered, like Nick was referencing, it is going to make that difference, and it's going to make that 1% compress into even more percent at a time better. And you're going to start feeling different, showing up different, and sharing ketones even differently with a different level of energy. So this affects every aspect of our life, just like ketones do, every aspect of our lives. And we get to share this with others. That's something that Joseph McClendon always is really passionate about. And I think that Nick and I are similarly passionate about. Go and teach this. Go and share this with others. He's told us, go do this and share it. It's the same thing that we get to do. We get to go and practice this and then give it to others as we are living, but then also give it to others by teaching them. Have a wonderful night, Nick. You got something?
Yeah, real quick, a couple questions asking just why is it called the innate statement? And that's a great question. Innate, if you think just without seeing the letter N and the number 8, hear the word innate. It's innate. It's inside of you. So all this is doing is helping you become more a you. Most people think that the solution is outside of them, is out somewhere in the world, when the reality is you have everything that you need. You were born with it. You were born special. You were born unique. And it's allowing those God-given gifts, allowing that energy to exude through you. That's what innate means. So this statement truly, like, I, Nick Martinez, am a magnetic, passionate, inspiring, fun, and confident father, spouse, trainer, entrepreneur, visionary, speaker, world traveler who makes a difference, empowers others, leads people to better, creates memories, designs life for myself and others. I freaking rock and I prove it every day. That, if you heard all those words, you're like, oh yeah, you are all those things. When I wrote it, I didn't believe or I didn't know, but I was already those things. I didn't have to change myself. I just had to realize and step into my own power, step into my own greatness. So the reason that we call it the N8 statement is because it's already innate and inside of you. And I look at each and every one of you, like you already have it inside of you. You don't have to go find something different or be somebody else. You just have to uncover, and sometimes you have to dust off who you actually are and who you know at the core. Oh yeah, that's me, right? That's why when we say, look at the words, and it's the ones that just speak to you. It's your subconscious mind saying, oh, that's who I am. That's who I am. So that's it. Have a good night, guys. We'll see y'all soon. Thanks, Christina.